Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the Travelcast. This is a podcast where youth from around the world are going to come together and share stories on travel, our own experiences, and whatever life throws at us. So, in the Travelcast, we're a part of Travel Unity, which is a nonprofit organization that has a vision of a global travel industry that welcomes everyone and creates environments for staff, visitors, and local communities to all feel seen, heard, and respected. My name is Sydney, and I am so happy to be here today and be here with the rest of the travel cast and have a chance to chat with each other and learn more about one another. So the Travel Cast consists of members of the Travel Unity Youth Advisory Council. And that council consists of youth from around the world who have been involved in Travel Unity and who have stories that we want to share. So we're going to go ahead and introduce our members before we dive deep into today's topic. So, like I said, my name is Sydney, and I'm currently living in San Diego, California. And my favorite place to travel is anywhere with a rich history or by a body of water.
Hello, my name is Earth. I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, which is the capital of Haiti, but I moved and right now I'm currently living in North Miami, Florida. My favorite place to travel is places that has a lot of trees and a lot of nature. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ethan. I'm currently living in Forest Hills, New York, but I moved back from Long Island when I was 4. And like what Earth said, my favorite place to travel is basically anywhere surrounded by forest and greenery and overall nature.
Hi, my name is Evangeline, also known as Evie. I'm currently living in the South Bronx, New York, and my favorite place to travel is San Juan because I love the greenery.
Hello, everybody. I'm Gabriella. I am originally from Jamaica. I was born in the capital, Kingston. However, now I'm in Vancouver because my mom came here and I want to finish high school here at a boarding school. I came here like just last year. So when I was 16 and now I'm 17. And I really do enjoy Vancouver. I think there's a lot of good food here, a lot of nice tourist sites. And like everybody else here, I really enjoy nature. And so I love the Stanley Park here. And yeah, I think anywhere with nature, especially rivers, I love swimming in rivers, is where I want to be. And I also love video boards. And so I love the Piccadilly Lights video board that's in Piccadilly Circus. And I think that's my favorite board of all time. Thank you.
Cool. I love it. Thank you guys all so much for sharing and introducing yourselves. Now we're going to dive deeper into what we want to chat about today. And it's going to be introductions about ourselves, where we're living, our hometown, or a place that's important to us, and what we want people to know about that place, and where either we grew up or a place that just holds a lot of meaning to us. So we're going to go ahead and hear from Earth first.
Hi again. So to start, although I did most of my life in the Dominican Republic, later I experienced Haitian culture firsthand while visiting, which had deeply enriched my appreciation for the vibrant cultures of the Caribbean, especially from my country, with its rich history, for example, being the first Latin American country to gain independence, or music and art. It was an amazing experience to be there. When I first went back to Haiti, I felt overwhelmed, but in a good way by all the things I was seeing. It's as if all of the memories that were somewhere stuck in my brain were trying to escape. My house is like right next door to the market, specifically the flea market. So every early mornings, I would see people setting up their tables and merchandises to get ready to sell. So there would be a bunch of people near my house, and the sellers yelling that they have a new product to sell, because the shops and the flea markets were right next door. The smell of some good coffee and some akasan, which is a porridge cornmeal like drink, was just flowing throughout the street. Anywhere you look, there would be a Haitian woman carrying a really large bag on top of their head that further proved to everyone the strength and resilience of the Haitian woman. Little fun fact about our culture: every year on January 1st, to celebrate our Independence Day, we drink a large bowl of soup jumeau, which is basically a squash or pumpkin pumpkin soup, which is something that every Haitian across the world wait for because of how delicious the soup is. When I meet people, I always make sure to tell them you should try Haitian food because our food is to die for. And I'm being serious. You guys should try Haitian food. Like, go ahead next door. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Oh, Earth, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I love hearing a little bit about where you came from. Definitely. So, yeah, I honestly I'm so curious about the flea market. What else was there? You said there was food, merchandise. Like what specific merchandise was around?
So there would be a ton of clothes. It was everybody that was selling. So there would be clothes. They would be selling shoes, jewelry, food. Like if you went like maybe to the left of the street of the neighborhood, there'll be somebody selling food as well. But yeah, there would be music as well. There was just a
Oh,
ton of stuff.
nice, nice. It sounds like it was super lively. It is super lively and happening over there.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead, Gabriella. All you.
Okay, this is a pretty stupid question, but Earth, can you hold a basket on your head? Can you do it?
Actually, just maybe like a month ago, I was walking. I don't know, I was doing laundry, and I carried like a large, laundry basket on top of my head. And oh my gosh, I had a headache. No, I can't. I
Wait, oh,
cannot.
so you can't like balance it like them? Because I think it's so cool when you see them with the videos, because they used to also do that in Jamaica. They have these
Mhm.
huge baskets on their head and like no hands. I
Exactly.
think it really shows resilience.
I don't get how they do that because they would be just walking with like 2 or 3 baskets without, carrying it. I was
Sometimes
like,
with their babies as well, like them
yes,
holding it. Oh my God,
yes.
those women are my heroes.
Awesome. Well, Earth, thank you so much for sharing that. And we definitely look forward to just hearing more throughout the travel cast. Okay, cool. Now, Ethan, we'd love to hear from you too and about your home.
Hi everyone, my name is Ethan again. As I mentioned earlier, when I was 4 years old, I moved back to Forest Hills despite spending a couple of years in Nassau County in Long Island. But about Forest Hills though, Forest Hills is famous for its renowned nightlife on bustling Austin Street and the Forest Hills Gardens neighborhood, which is really a hidden treasure of the neighborhood. It's really a hidden treasure because the residences and homes and accommodations resemble Middle Ages England, more of like a Tudor style architecture, mostly comprising of what I've heard of elegant masonry, well-rounded roofs, and as well as an abundance of pleasant greenery all around. But as far as Austin Street, though, which is directly above on Google Maps, above the gardens, further north, they host a variety of elegant restaurants and cuisines ranging from the Americas, so like Haiti, Jamaica, Mexico, American cuisine. It's all the way to East Asia with China, Japan. Like that ramen shop, Tamashi Ramen. Oh God, I have such an unhealthy obsession with that. I should probably stop anytime soon. Anyways, the thing is, the people there, they always move like Manhattan style. No eye contact really. You just walk and go to your destination at like maybe 7, 8 p.m. at night. It's really busy over in Austin Street. It's very vibrant, very, very large and fast paced over there. However, though, we go back to a more less vibrant scene of Forest Park, which is located towards the southern part of the neighborhood with the Queen Zoo bounded to the northeast along with Meadow Park. So really, Forest Hills is essentially like in a splat dab in the middle of greenery with Forest Park and Queen Zoo all around it. About me, though, I'm Chinese American, so there's a very significant presence of our community here in Forest Hills, but not as much as Bayside or Flushing, though. Jesus Christ, they're flooded with them. However, there are still a decent amount of boba shops as well as all you can eat buffets in Austin, though. We emphasize the fact that food is life, really, due to the Chinese culture, and you can never really get enough of it. That family is also everything. Like I've heard that the last time I've been at those all you can eat buffets on Austin Street, they will always have a party room that has tables for at least large families or 15 people upwards. So things have gotten very crazy down there, and a couple fights have broken out, but we don't have to talk about that though.
Awesome, Ethan. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. And I feel
Yeah,
like
no
you have so
problem.
much knowledge of the restaurants around you, which I think is so great. Besides the ramen place, what is your second favorite restaurant to go to?
Oh, this is another Asian thing. So on Austin Street, there's this place called what's it called? It's called Mad for Chicken. Matt, yeah, I know, Matt for chicken, right? So it's
I love
basically
that.
this Korean fried chicken place that's very similar to the typical chicken shop in South Korea, but it's especially unique to the neighborhood because you don't really see things like that in neighborhoods that are not Asian dominated in the city.
Right.
It's something
Cool.
new, yeah.
Oh, is it new? Is it newly established?
It came out a couple of years ago, but it feels new compared to the other restaurants who have been long-term stays
Right.
here, mainstays.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, awesome. I love that. If I ever get to your side of town, then I got to go there for sure.
Mm.
Awesome. It seems Gabriella has a question. Go ahead and go for it, Gabriella.
Okay, Ethan, what is your favorite thing about Forest Hills? Like, what's your favorite thing? And then also Austin Street.
My favorite, well, Austin Street is pretty good. That is one of my favorites. But I would say another favorite has got to be my Queen Zoo that I just mentioned. Partly because I started working there last week, so I did take many pictures of all the birds and native species that they're showcasing at the zoo, such as birds. We also took pictures of domesticated animals, etc. It's very unique and somewhere that's a huge break in the middle of the city.
Cool. Awesome. Amazing. I'm going to hand it over to Earth. She's got a question.
A lot of questions.
Actually, I know. So, Ethan, what's your favorite animal from the zoo? Because I've actually never been to the zoo. I know, weird. I know.
Really? Never been to the zoo?
Yes.
If I can remember correctly, there's this it's called the California sea lion. Yeah. So there's this lone sea lion near the cafe who makes those um noises, which I will not try to intimidate, by the way, so I don't embarrass myself. There's always a huge crowd of people surrounding the habitat where we see a lot of corals, other animals and fish also inside of the habitat as well. It's just that since it's my favorite because I'm always exposed to the California sea lion, it's the first thing that I see upon entering. I just have to pick that, you know.
That's one.
And also because I want to study them when I get older. I want to go into the field, environmental science.
Oh,
So I gotta be exposed. I gotta be exposed to things like this.
well, maybe I should go because I love animals and I love trees and nature. And you've said every single thing I've loved. So
That's good to hear.
Cool. Yeah, Ethan, I love that. The California sea lions, they're in my backyard. No, but really, there's a lot of like sanctuaries and rescue institutions around where I live. So if you end up wanting to study them, you're gonna have to come on over to California. So I love that. That's fun to hear. Well, thank you, Ethan. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Perfect. Great. Now we are going to hear from Evangeline. So take it away.
Hi, so as I said, my name is Evangeline, also known as Evie, and I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I'm currently a freshman in high school, which is on the Upper East Side, which is very different from where I live. Where I come from, which is specifically the South Bronx, you'll mostly find Hispanic, Latinx, and African American people. There's a really wide variety of cultures and practices in my community, and yet we all know how to uplift each other in our differences and individuality. My specific neighborhood, Caldwell, is relatively small, but the New York subway system leads you to discover that the Bronx is full of stores, food, malls, and activities, if the trains actually work, that is. The Bronx is always in the hustle and bustle, always loud, always moving, but still comforting somehow. I know that the Bronx has taught me most of what I know about my ethnic culture and identity as an Afro-Latina. That being said, going to the Bronx can be a lot to take in. There will never be even a millisecond in which your senses are not filled. Firstly, sight. You'll see a wide variety of people, all determined to get where they need to be as quickly as possible. There are children, mothers, fathers, workers, drivers, and pretty much anyone you can imagine. You'll see people laughing and playing dominoes or a card game, biking through the heavy traffic, pushing strollers, or walking home from school with their friends. On every corner, there are street vendors selling jewels, body butters, paintings, candles, and earbuds. The walls of every building are filled with gorgeous murals and graffiti, which is just one of the reasons why the Bronx is so colorful. I once did like a photography project on the graffiti in the Bronx, and it was really nice. I got to drive around, and it's just really colorful and amazing. As for the smell, the air is constantly filled with the scent of delicious food, especially that of halal food trucks. You'll literally find those in like every single corner. You will feel the warm weather this time of year, meaning that the woman with coco helado stands, providing the neighborhood children with cold, sweet treats similar to gelato, will begin to come out during after-school hours. You'll hear honking, sirens, and the beautiful mixture of Spanish and English spoken by everyone throughout the streets. And not to mention that the Bronx is where hip hop originated, so you'll be hearing a lot of that too. And finally, with the wide array of options for food, you can taste amazing soul food from local buffets, which is African American ethnic food, including like macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, collard greens. It's literally the best. Or you can find traditional Latin American cuisine from small shops that you can find anywhere. Overall, the Bronx is really a wonderful place to be. So yeah.
Evie, thank you so much. I feel like I just was transported to the Bronx and to what you experienced, and it was really just a wonderful place to transport to real quick. Loved everything you said. I feel like it's such a beautiful picture of what's going on. I definitely want to hear more about the community aspect of the Bronx and where you're from and how you see that, because it's one of the first things you mentioned. And I personally, that's what I'm chasing. I feel like always is community and creating that space within my own and also just everywhere I go. So I definitely want to hear how your community is kind of formed.
Yeah, I talked about it a bit. Like, I feel like language is like one of the
Mhm.
biggest things bringing everyone together. Most people, like, we speak Spanish or we speak English, and we all kind of communicate in that way, especially since Spanish is such like a diverse language. Like, there's so many different dialects, but
Mm.
like, it's so nice, like, hearing people just speak and like laugh on the streets. I feel like everyone's really close. Like, there's never like it's like a lingering tension or anything. It's like everybody can just talk to each other. You always see kids playing, things like that. And food is another really big thing too. Like we love food. We love like eating. So yeah,
Yes.
that's really a big way. That I feel like a lot of cultures come together with food, but I feel like in the Bronx, like you can really see it. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like that visibility of community is something that is like just so incredible when you can, it's hard to ignore and it's always there. And I think that's something that's so incredibly special and amazing. And to know that you can knock on your neighbor's door and they're gonna support you and back you up and lift you up, you know? So
Mm.
that's really awesome. Thanks for that. Ethan, go for it. Question for Evie.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Evie, about Chapin. So, first of all, are you thinking about joining the speech and debate team at Chapin though?
I actually am thinking of joining the speech and debate
Oh,
team
you
next
are.
year.
So a couple months ago, this was the beginning of January. I think it was January 7th. So when I think your team and my team too, schools like Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, they all
Yeah.
went to Chaminade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I wasn't there. I competed in a varsity category, extemporaneous speaking. So I'm just saying though, like the people who are in JV oral interpretation, they really liked your They really liked your teammates' performances, and they wouldn't stop talking about it during practice.
Yeah.
What
My
category are you thinking about doing?
I don't know much about speech and debate that much yet. My school has like these things called focus courses, which are basically just like elective classes, and I'm choosing to take like a speech and debate class next year. So I'm gonna learn more about that before I actually join the team. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that too.
Mm.
That's so cool, you guys. What a funny small world there. Ethan, you're on your school speech and debate team?
Yeah, it's my second year on the team.
Cool. Oh, that's so great. Well, Ethan, you're a senior, right? So
Yes.
maybe you guys won't ever compete against each other, but that would have been so awesome. That would have been really cool. But what a small world. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Evie. Definitely curious if I ever go to the Bronx to experience everything that you outlined. Now, Gabriella, excited to hear about you.
Okay, again, hi everybody. I'm Gabriella. So really, I'm not as well traveled as all of you guys, but I've been to some places, and the two places I've lived in, Jamaica and Vancouver. So I'm first gonna go over what I've seen in Vancouver. To be fair, honestly, I've been so busy with school and other things that I haven't been able to really explore the city. But I do know what I love. I love how safe it is here, definitely. Like I love that I can be with my friends at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and I'm not afraid of anybody coming for me or anything. And that really just makes living as a teenager just so much more fun. Like being able to go out with your friends. Something that I definitely want to do, I want to go ice skating, I want to go snowboarding because in Jamaica we don't have any snow. And the first time I ever saw snow is when I came over here. And it was like, oh my gosh, it was so magical. Oh my God, it was so nice. Like it was so soft, it was coming down. I was like, this is amazing. It was as good as I thought it would be. That's really nice. And also the food in Vancouver is great. There's like just so many more options as well. I think my favorite place is actually a ramen place like Ethan. It's called Junior Ramen. And in general, I just love ramen so much. I love that. And yeah, there's a lot of really nice tourist sites here. Um, but something that I don't really like so much about here is that it's very lonely. Like on the street, you don't really see people talking with each other. And I understand it's because, Vancouver is a very busy city, so people are always going places. But coming from a place like Jamaica, that's very different for me. And that's because in Jamaica, we're very much about community. Like I remember growing up, I was always outside with the different kids in the neighborhood who were playing like different games like hide and seek, all that type of stuff. I would make dumplings with my family in my house and we all be together. Christmas was such a beautiful time. When we have New Year's, everybody would come out and they would be like on the shoreline to see the huge fireworks show. And it was very much like a family because Kingston's a very small place. So even though you didn't know everybody, it was very open. Like you could talk to anybody, and it's great. And I think that's also because of Jamaica's motto, which is out of many one people. So we embrace different cultures, we embrace different people as our own. And that can come in like different events too. Like we have really fun events like Carnival. Actually, Earth. I wonder if you guys have Carnival in Haiti too. Like Carnival is a
Yeah, we do
where
actually.
you can wear like really nice outfits. You have Carnival, so you understand what I'm saying, right? Like a lot of music, a lot of soca music. Soca is very popular in Jamaica. A lot of dancing, a lot of drinking, a lot of music, and it's really, really fun. Um, and like different things so, like about Jamaica. Vancouver is busy, but I don't wonder if Earth you see this too. There's a thing called island time where everything kind of has slowed down. So Jamaicans can honestly be late at times. But I would still say one of my favorite things about Jamaica is the community. And second, it's the flora and fauna, the caves, the rivers. Oh, I especially love rivers and just swimming in the nice river water, the beaches, and definitely just the nature in general. That's also what I like about Vancouver. I love Stanley Park, but in Jamaica, the nature just feels untouched in a way. And so it's even more beautiful to me. Right. Um, Another thing that I'd like people to know about Jamaica, one of our favorite things about our culture is reggae. Okay. We also have the Bob Marley Museum. And my favorite thing about reggae is just the peaceful vibe about it. It's just about world peace. And that comes to something I want to teach you guys. That's Jamaican. And it's my favorite phrase. It's I and I, right? So I and I basically is saying that we are one. Instead of saying you and me, I say I and I because you are me. So we're together. Yeah, I guess that's it. I really love Jamaica. I really love Vancouver. And thank you for listening to me. Yeah.
Gabriella, thank you. And thank you for that phrase. That is so beautiful. It really just thank you for that. And definitely it seems like there's that juxtaposition between Jamaica and Vancouver. And I think it's really just incredible how you feel about both of them and how you have this very clear open mind about how you live your life and seeing the beauty in both and appreciating both. And like we were talking about with Evie and with honestly everyone, it's a common factor of the community and feeling like you have people. And I think that's so important in a world, especially where we could be a little bit disconnected and people can be either looking down on their phones or whatever that may be, or just too busy to even stop and give a smile or say hi, right? So that idea of community that you see in Jamaica, I feel like it's a beautiful thing to wherever we go to, right? But the Bob Marley Museum, my goodness, that is so incredible. And the music and the culture, that's just awesome. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. I guess where do you have an idea, Gabrielle, of where you see yourself in the future? Would you want to stay in, I know you said you were staying in Vancouver, but do you have a bit of a plan there? Do you want to go see the other parts of the world or go back to Jamaica eventually? Do you have an idea? If you don't, that's fine too.
Okay. So I love Jamaica, but I also love change and
Mm,
I need to see the world, honestly. So I'm planning to go as far as possible. So I'm gonna
mhm.
go to like East Asia or maybe Australia. I just know that I need to see the world. I need change. I need new things. And so I love Jamaica. Maybe I'll come back when I'm like 80. But for my life, I'm going to be moving places. I'm going to enjoy the world. And yes,
I
I'm not
love
staying
it.
in one place.
Right, right. You're going to be a nomad, moving around, feeling for the world. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions or comments for Gabriella? Evie, go ahead.
I have kind of like a comment and a question. So first, like I feel like a lot of what you described about Jamaica, I feel it kind of resonated with the Bronx as well, especially the music. Like reggae is also a really big part of the Bronx. And also my sister visited Jamaica and she also kind of made that connection too. Like she kind of felt like the community and like the vibe of Jamaica was really similar to where we live in the Bronx. But my question was like, I know you talked about how you first saw snow in Vancouver, and that was really shocking to me because it snows a lot here, like a lot. Well, not that much anymore, but it used to snow a lot. And is there like any other like things you've experienced in Vancouver that like you've never experienced in Jamaica or like things that were really, really shocking to you?
Okay, first of all, it seems like I really need to go to the Bronx. Sadly, I've never been to the Bronx, but I will definitely go because of what you said, Evie. I never knew that reggae was so popular over there. It is?
Yeah, like mostly like a lot of like African American and African music is really like what's the most popular here. And also like yeah, we really love variety
Um,
and diversity and Bob Marley is also a really big thing here. Like my mom is literally like obsessed with Bob Marley. So yeah.
okay, okay, I love your mom. I also love Bob Marley. I love so love Bob Marley. In terms of like magical things I've had in Vancouver, uh, I haven't been here for very long. So
Mm,
I don't think so. There are different things I've experienced here that I really love. Like I remember on Christmas, I went to like this park where they had put lights around literally everything in the park and like different things, and so it kind of like lit up the whole park. And I think that was really beautiful. It was a really beautiful thing to see. Sadly, I don't remember the name of the event. Um, but I think actually and this may be just kind of boring. One of the things I love about Vancouver actually is just the people I've met, like in my school. Like they're just really nice, and I really enjoy the friendships. So it's less about the place also, but more about the people here. Even though I the people are cold, but I've also met really nice people that make me enjoy the place much more. You know what I mean? Like it's not just
Yeah.
the place, it's also the people.
Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Earth, did you have something?
Actually, yes. When you were talking about Jamaica, I was like, wow, this sounds so similar to my experience when I was living in the Dominican Republic and as well as Haiti. The carnival thing, the playing, kids playing, in the street. Because now, even though I'm already old, I don't play in the street anymore. When I used to live in the Dominican Republic, I would just be running on the street, not caring if there's a car coming in. I did not care. And you know, I feel like I'm gonna shock everybody, but I've never seen snow. I've never seen snow. I
Earth,
went
you will
to.
love it. You will love it.
I know. I've lived in hot areas all my life, and I've never seen snow. I went to Massachusetts last week, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna see snow," but it's the middle of March. Of course, I'm not gonna see snow. My brother's laughing, and I wasn't disappointed, but But yeah, while I was hearing you talk, I was thinking, wow, she's just an amazing person because I can tell that you're, somebody who likes, talking about the community, your family, your friends, and that's just amazing, actually.
Thank you, Earth. Also, Evie, I need to mention this. I think something actually that I really like here, the Stanley Park is amazing. Like I talk about the nature in Jamaica, but the Stanley Park is so amazing. Like, first, okay, let me preface this. I've never seen like a really huge park. Okay. So I don't know that much about the world. But when I came to Stanley Park, oh my gosh, like the just the nature around it, like I felt so calm and at peace with myself. And something else that I really enjoy doing here is just sitting by the river. You know what I mean? Like just sitting by the river. Right now it's really cold, but when it was hotter, actually it's not that cold right now, but early on in the year it was cold. But when the weather is nicer, just sitting by the river, like maybe with your friends or maybe alone, it's really amazing and it's so calming and it's great. Like sometimes I write poetry there. Sometimes I just sit there and I listen to music. Sometimes I don't even listen to anything. I just sit there. And it's amazing. I really love it.
I
Yeah.
love that.
I really agree too. Yeah. New York is like really big and like mostly city. So like we have very, very big parks, but I like never go. And like when I go, it's just like the best. Like I'm surprised that like this much green can be like in one place at one time. Like it's just really beautiful and I love the nature too, even though I don't see it as much because of all the the stores and stuff. But yeah, I also love that. And I do photography too, so I love taking photos of nature.
That's awesome, you guys. I love all the connections here. Anything else that anyone else has to say?
I actually have a question for Evie. Since you were, raised in the Bronx, do you think living there impacted your music choices? Because I know there's, reggae, there's Afrobeats, there's hip hop, there's, reggaeton, there's everything.
I mean, like I feel like it's definitely I mean, like when someone asks you like what kind of music do you listen to and like sometimes you're like, oh, I listen to everything. Like, I feel like being in the Bronx has really made me like listen to everything. Like, I have listened to so much music. Like, I am a really big music nerd. Like, I listen to a bunch of music, every genre, but I feel like a large part of like, there's like rarely any like songs that I hear in the street that I don't really like enjoy. Because like most of it is something like songs I have like lived on like my entire life. And also like I feel like in the Bronx people never stop playing like the same songs. And I know that kind of seems like it would be repetitive, but I feel like it's always the songs that never go old. Like my mom plays like the same songs every single day, but I never get tired of it. It's all like 80s music, but like it's literally the best. And I love how you can always hear music. Like there's always something to hear. It's just it's really amazing. So I feel like it has impacted my not like my music taste, but more like I guess like it makes my ears more open to everything. So yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that. I think music is literally universal language, and the appreciation of it, no matter what genre it is, and finding the beauty in each song, because there is, right? No matter what genre, I think that's such a wonderful thing. Gabriella, go ahead.
Wait, so Evie, like you'll just be walking on the street and people will just be playing music? Like you can just hear music like while you're walking on the street?
Yes. Well, first, there's a lot of cars. There's
Oh.
also people like blasting music. Also, I go on the subway a lot, and on the subway, there's just some people that like just have boom boxes, like, and are just playing music on like speakers and stuff. And like sometimes it's really annoying, but like sometimes it's great.
Okay, Vancouver is very different. Nobody is playing music. But that's I see how it can be really annoying. Like if they have a huge boombox and really like but that also sounds very I think I would really enjoy that, just hearing music all the time. I also really love music. I'm kind of a music nerd. I love a lot of different genres. So I get you. I feel you. I resonate with you.
That's awesome. Really, I completely agree. The arts, the music, any type, it's so wonderful to hear you guys relate on that. And music is definitely, I think, vital. It's like, I don't know, the blood pumping in the veins of a city. It's beautiful because a lot of different places have that connection and a culture and a, something around music. So I feel like that is so awesome. Okay, any other comments here in this space? No? Okay, perfect. So thank you all for sharing so much. I love learning about you guys, and I'm sure we all feel the same way. It's so fun to hear each other in a different light. I definitely want to share a little bit more about myself as well, considering that, this is the space that we're doing it in. But everything you guys said, I feel like it's just so interesting, and to take it and reflect on our own experiences in our own life. For me, I grew up in Southern California, specifically in the city of Laguna Niguel. It is right in between Los Angeles and San Diego. It's like smack dab in the middle on the coast there. It's a really beautiful place to live, and I'm definitely super grateful. I ended up going to university about in San Diego. So that's an hour away from my hometown. And I went there and it was great. It was wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but I just felt like when I graduated university that I was just in this surface level bubble. I felt like a part of me needed more. You can, we don't want to stereotype, of course, but there's a stigma around California. It's very suburban. It's big. And that community aspect of the community was just not fully there for me. And people are great, people are nice. But I felt like I was just searching for something more, searching for something. And I have family who lives in Montreal, Canada. So my parents are both from Montreal, and they moved to California 40 years ago, something like that, before I was born. And I felt that those roots within me were just like dying to get out and, just see the world in some way. So I decided after I graduated university that I would go to Montreal, Canada for a year, and kind of see what I could discover. And just preface, Montreal is in the province of Quebec, and it borders Vermont. So it is right there. It is beautiful. It has sort of that East Coast history sort of vibe to it. But I was really excited. I was excited to get out of my bubble, and I was excited to go experience more. And really, my main goals were pretty clear to me. And it was to go spend time with my extended family that's there. It was to get my French back, because Montreal is a province where they speak French. And my mom is French Canadian, my dad is English Canadian. So we kind of have both going on, but I grew up speaking French and I kind of lost it. So I really wanted to get that back in order to create and make sure that I have relationships with my cousins and aunts and uncles that I can be confident in as I grow, right? I want to be independent in that. So that was a big part of it. I really wanted to experience new cultures, see things with history. And I also wanted to get back into the dancing community. So dancing is definitely my passion. I did it in college. It was a modern program and I love it. It really, like we were talking about with music, it's very interconnected for me. That's how I just express myself, and it's what I love to do. So I wanted to do all those things. So it's crazy because I actually started with Travel Unity on the first day that I touched down in Montreal over a year ago. I think it was like October 18th of 2022. Is that right? That's crazy. So I started with Travel Unity and I was just like right in the middle of a travel experience of experiencing new culture. And I had some protective factors there of living with my family and whatever that looked like. But it was a really exciting time. And yeah, so I did it. I did it and I'm on the other end of it. I'm back in California. It was really the most amazing experience, and I feel like my biggest takeaways really coincide with my goals that I set for myself. I created my own independent relationships with my family. I got my French back and I immersed myself in the culture and everything that Montreal was. Public transportation, we don't have that in California as much. It's not as available because everything is so spread apart. Also, earthquakes, we can't have things underground. We have buses and we have some trams and stuff and trains, of course, but it's not the mode of transportation. And that was something that I felt like was monumental to me, because it felt that people who can't drive, kids, adults, whatever, they had a way to get around. So they had a way to experience and see the city and go see their friends and gain trust with their parents and themselves and know how to navigate places and all of that. And I thought that was just so beautiful. You could pick up and you can go. And when you're using these modes of public transportation, people help each other. People are like, oh, you need help? Let me hold the door, whatever that may be. And that really, having that opportunity because of the public transportation, I think builds that community. And that was just like so wonderful to me. And yeah, and I also, before that, yes, there's snow in California, but I never lived in the snow. And living in the Montreal snow was crazy. We had black ice, we had ice storms, and that caused some blackouts. It was crazy, but it was all a part of it. And yeah, I definitely feel like I just have this new perspective on where I'm at, and just what my life looks like now in California. I think we spoke about this before previously, and maybe in another session, but the traveler's mindset, which, to be frank, I mean, I haven't been to many places, I did live in another spot for a year. And to me, that mindset it's so bittersweet because you make friends and you make connections and you have this mindset of one place, but you're in another. So it's just, you're constantly thinking back and forth about the two. And I think it's beautiful. I think it opens our mindset, opens our paradigm to what could be. while I was there, I also was a part of a dance company, and that was just so amazing. And it sparked my passion and made me realize that's what I love to do. Because after I graduated, there's confusion there always of what do I want my career to look like? I don't know. So I went kind of searching for that, and I found that dance is definitely a big part of it. And now I'm here in San Diego and I'm doing dance as a part of my career. So it's been so wonderful. I am so grateful for that experience. And it was short and sweet. I mean, it was a year, but it was just a really great experience. And I'm excited to have more like that and to keep on opening my mind to what could be in the world. And again, with the factor of community that I think we all spoke about, it's just so important. And bringing that wherever I go is kind of my goal in life. So if it doesn't seem so prevalent, that's just what I'm going to do as my personal mission is bring the community together, be kind, be strong, be courageous, be myself, bring dance, bring whatever it may be to the people around me and language, whatever it is. That's definitely what I'm trying to do with my life and to be continued. It's always changing, and that's also the beauty of it as well. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you guys for listening. If anyone has any questions, please feel free. Ethan, go ahead.
Oh, Sydney, I know you mentioned that you kind of lost a little bit of French. So excuse me. I think this was the very first podcast episode where there was just the two of us and somebody else. I forgot who it was. I did mention back in April, like I did mention, but I think this was back in November that in April I would be going over to France for a week and a half.
Yes.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, things got backlogged, so I'm not going.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know, I lost my French too, don't worry.
Oh
But I was hoping to
man.
I was hoping to rebuild it so I could become bilingual, but unfortunately,
Damn.
no, that's not the case.
Hey, well, I think that still could be in the cards for you. Maybe it's not happening so much in the future, but I definitely believe that it will for you at some point. We can work on it together too if we
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
Cool, awesome. Evie, I saw your hand up, and then Gabriella.
Yeah, I was also really curious about the French. Like what was the process of getting your French back? Like, did you just like immerse yourself like in the culture and like talk, or did you like study? And also,
Hmm.
can you say your favorite thing about Travel Unity in French, please?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I get so bashful when it comes to this, but yes, of course. Um, but yeah, I guess the process of it is a bilingual, it's a bilingual city and province, but there are a lot of people who will just speak French or just speak English. It's a little bit of a history there for sure. um but what I did is, so I grew up learning French. My mom has a cute little accent, and we grew up going there at least once or twice a year. So talking to my mom's side of the family, they were always just speaking French. And my brother and I, we would speak French, and it was there. It came naturally to us. And then over time, like in high school, we ended up going for less and a less amount of time. So I just lost it. And I was super nervous because I know what it sounds like in my ears. Like I know my mom's French, but I know that it's kind of a dialect situation in a way where everyone, not that they speak French, they do speak French differently than France French, of course. But it's just that, there's different paces and this and that. I was used to my mom's French in my ears, but not others. And anyway, what I did is, yes, I put myself out there. I tried to speak to people at the stores, at the grocery stores in French. And usually when they hear your accent, they'll switch back to English. And I'm like, no, I'm trying here. Um, but yeah, that was kind of the case. Also, when I would go visit my grandparents and my mom's side, they speak French. So that's where I would really push myself, I feel like. And they would help me too, of like, oh, what is this? Or, what is this word that I'm looking for? And we'll kind of troubleshoot it in French. So it was definitely an immersion process, I would say. Okay, as for saying my favorite thing about Travel Unity, let me think about it. And grammatically, it might not be right, but that's okay. Let's see, I'll just do it off my head. Bonjour tout le monde. Mon nom c'est Sydney, puis mon chose préférée à Travel Unity, c'est la communauté, puis c'est parler avec tout le monde, toutes les choses. Okay, that's it. That's crazy. No one would ever think I would do this and also put it online, but there you go. Awesome. Thank you for asking that. Awesome. And Gabriella, and then Earth.
Okay, I really feel you. I really resonate with you when you talk about the public transport, because in Jamaica we don't really have like a very robust public transport system. But definitely here in Vancouver, just having the SkyTrain, just being able to go anywhere, it's really beautiful. So
Yeah.
from that, I can guess you really love exploring the city.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I would, even beyond public transportation, I would walk everywhere. I just wanted to see everything. I wanted to, go to as many stops as I could on the metro or whatever that meant. But yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Okay, Earth.
So I was listening to you and you said something about dancing. What type of dancing do you like do? Is it hip hop, ballet, salsa? Like,
Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you for asking. That's definitely, I love talking about dance. It's definitely my passion. But so I grew up dancing in a studio, and that was kind of just many different genres, ballet, hip hop, all that. In college, I studied a modern interpretive sort of style. So it's very intuitive of what your body wants to do and how it wants to move. And then when I went to Montreal, I actually joined a Latin dance company. They're so incredible. I learned so many things because I had never done Latin before. We did bachata, there was salsa, there was reggaeton in there as well. It changed my entire trajectory of my life. And I should talk about that more because they're so incredible and it re-sparked and reignited just everything in me. And now what I'm doing is I teach children dance, which is super fun. And then I also am doing kind of like a dance fitness thing. So I would say it's hip hop. But if you ask me what my favorite is, it's definitely contemporary and modern, which is like very flowy and moving with your body and all of that. So that is my journey there. I love it all. I love it all.
do you think learning how to dance one specific type made you able to dance other different dances, if that makes sense?
Mm.
Because for me, I learned bachata first. Like I was surprised when you said that, and then after I went to Haiti, I learned how to dance copa, which is the Haitian. It's basically similar to bachata, but a little bit more
Mm.
slower. So I was curious about that for you.
I love that. By the way, we have that in common. That's great. I would say that I feel like everything in the past and all of my dance kind of helped me to learn what I didn't know in Latin dance. So what I mean by that is like the basics, like counting, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and knowing, okay, like matching my body with the rhythm and all of that helped me. I would say, I would say, and they say this, ballet is fundamental in all. I would say maybe though, it came more from like my modern background because that allowed me to like listen to my body and really be intentional with where each move goes and how to kind of like let my body just listen to the music and match it and use the counts, if that makes sense. Again, I feel like it's kind of a general answer, but yeah, I think it's the basics of counting and of listening to my body and my intuition with dancing.
Would you ever consider dancing waltz, like classical music, dancing
Oh my
waltz?
gosh. I mean, I would do it for fun for sure. I feel like I'm not sure if that would be something I would pursue regularly, but you know what? I actually took a tango class before I moved to Montreal, and it was fun. It was fun. I mean, I think that when you have a passion, it can kind of like bleed into everything, or just like we were talking about music, you find the beauty in all genres and all music. I feel like it's the same thing for dance. Okay, well, you guys, thank you so much, everyone here, everyone listening, for being a part of our discussion today. I seriously loved every moment. And once again, all of our members, we definitely are so grateful for everyone listening and to learn more about each other. I think it's so fun and such a great way to connect and kind of open our minds to other things and see where we connect with one another. I think that's so beautiful. So, thank you so much, everyone out there. We will definitely catch you on our next episode of the Travelcast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.